Barstool Big Cat, host of Pardon My Take, and voluminous tweeter at Barstool Big Cat. It's time for his weekly conversation with Waddle and Silvy on ESPN 1000.
That's right. Barstool Big Cat every Wednesday at 4 o'clock. A week's flying by. Some weeks drag. This week it's been flying by. It's Wednesday already. 4 o'clock, brought to you by Stella Blue Coffee. I just saw a great collaboration with Stella Blue and Barstool Big Cat. Get yours at StellaBlueCoffee.com, and a portion of the proceeds goes to Pause Chicago. Did I see you and Stan's team up? Is this correct?
Yes. We got the blueberry shandy and the blueberry iced coffee at Stan's now.
That's great. Stan's
Match
Donuts.
made in heaven.
Yes.
Yeah, match made in heaven. Tell me there's a donut place that wants to collab with me. Just tell me where to sign. I don't even need anything.
What's your favorite donut?
I'm an eater that is very, I get in kicks of things and I go hard on that kick for a long time. Like, for instance, I've been eating a lot of chicken parm. I'm going to get sick of it soon. I'm like a dog that gets sick of it and then I just won't eat it for a while. Right now, I've been hard on the powdered sugar.
Ooh,
Those have been, I don't know. I just been having, I'm like a pregnant woman. I just got a hankering for some powdered sugar donuts.
The way that powder just in the donut just melts in your mouth.
I was a big glazed donut guy as well back in the day.
Yeah, glaze is good. Glaze is like a running back that's going to get you like 1,200 yards. You just know, like, hey, we'll just hand the ball off and get a few yards here. Like, you're not gonna get tackled for loss with a glaze.
You're not going to overvalue it. You're going to value it appropriately, and it is
correct.
Yes, it's a vital part of your diet.
Right, and it's interchangeable. You know, a glaze here and a glaze there, they're pretty much all the same. So yeah, like you lose your first round draft pick glaze, you can go get another glaze for cheap.
Yeah. I've told you before. I don't know if you remember, and it's a two-parter here. It's a statement and then a question. First of all, Waddle is he is not well versed in the dessert community.
I'm not. No, it's not my thing.
It's very odd, Big Cat. Like, we've been out, and when it comes to dessert time, he doesn't know how to order dessert. He doesn't know many desserts.
It's like I'm a foreigner in a land I've never been to.
I'm kind of on your side. This will shock people, but I'm not. I do not. The dessert menu, I like, my eyes always go to like the two things I know. So I'm actually on your side, Waddle. Like, if I go out to a nice steakhouse, like, give me a apple pie with a la mode, or maybe like a brownie or something with also ice cream.
I'm gonna go.
Anything else, I'm out.
I'm gonna go cheesecake, or I'm gonna go like caramel sundae. That's it.
Yeah, I don't like the weird desserts. I like to do what I know.
See, but what, you know, the one story that I always tell is when we were in Arizona and we were getting soft serve ice cream, and he didn't know how to order it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like, that's what I'm talking. I'm not talking about like some eclectic dessert like from a pastry chef. I'm talking about going to like some sort of a soft serve ice cream shop, knowing which kind of cone to order.
Well, I didn't want a mountain.
Crazy.
Well, the guy was basically serving a mountain of ice cream. I didn't want a mountain of ice cream. I just want a little bit.
Yeah, you need the mountain of ice cream.
No,
you
didn't
need the
need
mountain
it.
of ice cream.
That just takes up room. How am I going to drink?
I want the kitty cup.
How am I going to drink if I'm eating?
You don't drink. That's the thing, is when you do the ice cream, I do so much ice cream that it's like, all right, it's like done. Drink or ice cream. I'm going ice cream.
I'd rather have a scotch.
I'd rather have ice cream.
Have you ever done like a Scotch float?
I have not, but I would.
You should try that.
I would definitely do that.
In some scotch.
With a little bit of caramel.
Yeah,
I would do that.
Have you? And go ahead.
No,
Big Cat.
Those are the crazy things they try to upsell you on. Like, ice cream is perfect. Ice cream doesn't need to be messed with. They perfected ice cream. Don't start adding things to it. That's crazy.
Are you a frozen yogurt guy? Like, you know.
Yeah, it's healthier, even though it's not.
Right.
But yeah, I'll do frozen yogurt, and then I'll just put like an entire candy bar of toppings on it.
Yes.
Like, eating healthy.
And then pretend, yeah. Yes, exactly.
That's great. And then my question was, have you, like, everyone's talking about the cicadas now. Have you seen the cicada Malort shot?
I have seen a cicada Malort shot. I saw that video. I can't remember who was it in Western Springs. That was scary.
I think it was Marcus Leshock.
Yes. And a big roller coaster guy, right?
Yes, but huge
roller coaster guy. Is that weird that like that's? I think that's probably a compliment that like when you say his name, I'm like, yeah, he just loves roller coasters.
He is.
Like that's who he is.
He's a huge roller coaster nerd. He is like a kid at heart. He's one of the nicest guys there is.
Oh yeah. Well, you can't be a mean roller coaster guy.
That's true.
That's just you can't be an adult being like, you know what I love roller coasters, and then be like, you know, he's really a jerk. No, that goes. He's a great guy. You just say roller coaster guy. It's like, yeah, that's a great guy. I'd like trust him with my kids. But yeah, the cicadas. I'm not looking forward to this. No, it's so weird. The Malort shot. I don't. And then like my dog's gonna eat them. You know, it's the whole thing. I just come on. Just how sad is cicadas are real wimps. By the way, I want to call out cicadas real quick.
Yeah.
They just sit underground for 17 years and they pop up and die. Like, do something when you come up.
Oh, they do something. They come up and fly into your face and land on your head.
Then they die. They die in like a day. They've been waiting all this time for the big entrance, and they don't do anything. I'd respect cicadas if they actually, like, attacked. I would. I would at least put some respect on their name. Right now, they're just wimps.
Well, I mean,
you imagine just sleeping, like just being, or like, waiting 17 years, you show up and like, oh, he's dead.
Maybe they think to themselves, it was better down here for 17 years.
Look at all these ass hats.
Right, we've experienced all the ass hats, as Waddle just said. We want no part of this.
I'm dead.
We're dead. We're dying.
I'm dead.
Yeah. They just show up, they make a ton of noise, and then they die.
They're not really... They're not smart either, because they basically they just congregate on your driveway, not realizing that I'm going to take my SUV and just run their asses all over.
Right, or I get a leaf blower and it's over for you guys. Like, what are we talking about? These guys are wimps.
Cicada tornado!
I want to see cicadas. If any cicadas are listening to this right now, start doing something, and then I'll respect you.
Would you eat one? Do you eat, like, I mean, are you one of these guys
I'm sure.
You'll be challenged and you'll have to eat one? I heard Carmen and Yurko talking about this, and everyone's like, oh, yeah. But Carmen was like, yeah, we could sit here and say that's really gross, but who was the guy that decided at one point that, you know what I'm going to have is a raw oyster? You know?
Yeah, true. Although I have a bet, I will not eat the bugs. I actually have to be consistent on that. I will not eat the bugs. The government's trying to get us to eat bugs. They're trying to replace meat. They're trying to make us all wimps. I will not eat the bugs.
Will you eat an oyster, though? A raw oyster?
Yeah,
that's not
I'm not a big.
I got
I'm
it,
not a big raw. I'm not a big raw oyster guy.
Are you going to tell me that a raw oyster looks more appetizing than a bug? I think they both look gross.
Yes, this is what you're part of the big government. You're trying to do it, where you're like, I'm not putting up bugs against oysters. I'm putting up bugs against a nice T-bone.
By the way, your tax rate just went up.
Don't change it.
Yeah,
don't change it. They're trying to get us to eat the bugs, guys. Look into it. I'm telling you right now.
If one of our chef friends came over with a hot plate and they like took the cicada and they fried them, or they put it in a skillet and they mixed it with some olive oil and some stuff.
Not for me.
Took the eyes out, perhaps.
Nope.
I would maybe eat one. I would try it.
Sylvie, you're out. You're out. You're out. You're dead to me. This is the problem.
Why? Because I'm a bug guy now?
Yeah, you would eat the bugs. You got to be hard and fast. You will not eat the bugs.
Am I weird for saying to you, part of eating for me, there's a visual aspect to it, and if my eyes aren't like if I look at bugs and I see that beady little cicada and I know he's dead, even if you've rolled him in Parmesan cheese, visually I can't think about that. I'm not going to eat it.
Okay, two things. Two things. Let's explain chili, and then go even further and explain skyline chili.
Well, that visually, it's not a bug. I mean, it may look like diarrhea to you, but not to me.
It's visually disgusting.
Why, do you see diarrhea?
Not true. Chili is visually not an appetizing thing. I love chili. I'll eat chili, but like your rule doesn't work when it's
okay. But I don't see diarrhea when I see pumpkin pie. I see diarrhea. That's why I don't eat pumpkin pie.
That's weird.
Is that true?
See,
you don't eat pumpkin pie?
Pumpkin pie looks like diarrhea. By the way, I had chili last night, and the last thing went through my mind is, wow, I could use a nice cup of that hot diarrhea over there. No, it was delightful chili.
Start thinking that way. This is, by the way, some great, like, late May sports talk radio we got cooking right now, boy.
Look,
I
it's
love
current.
it.
It's current talk. It's what everyone's talking about.
Hey, how many MVPs you think Caleb Williams is going to win in the next decade? Go.
Oh, I got a Caleb Williams take that I need your guys' help
All
with.
right, let's hear.
All right, so you guys saw like the rookie first-round draft pick symposium or whatever they did?
Yes, with Brady and with Jay-Z.
Yeah. So Caleb Williams was in the Bears uniform. They had a video of him like rolling out. I don't know what I have to get over this, but I feel like he lost all his swag the minute he put a Bears uniform on and had to act like a quarterback.
That's a you
he's the one who
problem.
changes it. He looks different to me.
That's a you
He had
problem.
so much swag when he had. How's that a me problem?
That's a you problem. You're scarred. You're
that's a-
scarred. You
No,
see any
yeah,
quarterback in a Bears uniform and you
Yes.
think Mitch.
Yes, I think everyone. I list them all. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, it's how could he be cool and good? And I just saw it for the first time. I was
That's
like,
not Caleb
this guy-
Williams. That's
This
Steve
guy can't throw
Stenstrom.
50 yards down the field. So he's got to do something. He's got to get a visor. He's got to get something to swag it up so that I can feel comfortable.
Look, I saw him at the rookie mini camp throwing the football in that Bears uniform.
Different uniform.
And it was
Different
great.
uniform.
Oh, because he was
That's
wearing
a
the
practice
orange.
Uniform.
Yeah, he was
Yep,
wearing
and
the
that's a
orange.
practice. I agree with you. He looked awesome there. I was talking about the full Bears uniform, the game day uniform with the helmet on, everything. I got a problem.
You're
I gotta
scarred.
figure it
You're
out.
scarred.
So
you
would
are scarred.
Would you change the uniform then?
No, I maybe. Yeah, maybe. Maybe just change the whole color scheme.
Come out with
the red, yeah, they come out with a red, white, and blue on.
the Caleb City Connect uniforms for just his career.
Yeah, like let's do like a Miami Vice, like black and pink or something, like something that pops. I don't know.
But only him. The rest of the team is in normal Chicago Bears uniform gear.
I just think he's got to add some kind of, it's like when you used to play Madden back in the day. Just add the visor, add the sleeves, add something cool. I don't know.
How about he
again, I'll get over it, but it's just.
Yeah, you'll get over
I'm
it.
telling you what my initial thought was, and I feel like you guys either didn't watch the video or you're lying to yourself.
I'm creating the draft right now. Here's what I'm doing. Okay, I'm typing right now. How's the uniform look now at Big Cat, Barstool Big Cat? And I'm saving this for opening day.
Okay, love that. Love that.
And it is 4/13 on May 22nd.
Love it.
And with knowing that I'm going to send this out to you basically in the first quarter after his first touchdown pass against the Tennessee Titans, and that we are talking about this today
On the
in May.
first drive.
On the first drive,
I
yes.
love it.
Okay, so I'm saving this as save as draft.
I honestly, I'm not a big fan of the orange uniforms, but maybe we have to start with that. Because it's just, look, I can't change the way my eyes see something. I see that, and I'm like, I'm waiting for him to get sacked, even though I know there's not a rush, or I'm waiting to hand the ball off for a loss. Like, I don't know.
When he's rocking 18, are you thinking Steve Stenstrom?
He was not old enough.
Thinking Kyle Orton.
See, he's not old enough. Oh, he's not old enough.
He's not even old enough
He's
for
not-
Steve
Steve
Stenstrom?
Stenstrom was when, in the late
Well,
90s?
he's young, old guy.
But Kyle Orton was
Or
my
old
guy.
young
I
guy,
loved
however
Kyle
you wanna
Orton.
say it.
I
Yeah.
loved Kyle Orton. I still think Kyle Orton could probably get you like a couple thousand yards to tomorrow.
All right, so speaking of Kyles, we've been through this with you about Kyle Hendricks. I don't know what they're doing instead of ripping the Band-Aid
They did
off.
what I said. They did what I said.
Well, wait a minute.
We came to an agreement because you're like, oh, we can't just get rid of him. I was like, throw him in the bullpen, and you're like, no, let him keep starting. I said that.
And when this goes poorly, then what are you going to do? Run from that statement?
Then Silvy finally comes along, and then he gives me permission to cut ties. I was all Silvy. I remember the conversation clearly because we both agree Kyle Hendricks holds a special place in our heart.
Yes.
And that you can't just be like, kick him to the curb. And I agreed with you in that. But I was like, this is untenable with him starting. So if you need to put him in the bullpen just to give the grace of that, I'm all for it. And then once that runs its course, then it feels like we did everything we could. You know, it's like we're the doctor coming out and like, look, we did everything we could here. He's gone. That's just what's going to happen.
Oh, gosh.
That's what we're going to have to do. I love Kyle Hendricks. Hopefully he's great in the bullpen. I don't think it's going to happen, but hopefully he is.
Yeah, it's not going to work. This is like trying to take somebody else's leg and attach it to somebody else's body right now.
Yeah.
It's a bad analogy, but I'm trying to think of something that you're doing that you know has no hope. You're doing a transplant that you know has no hope of working for yourself.
But we have to exhaust all options, and that's what we're doing right now, which I'm fine with.
A bullpen transplant. It's not going to work for Kyle Hendricks.
Yeah, we're putting a dog brain into your head, Big Cat, is what we're doing
but
right now.
we did everything we could. We did everything we could. That's the important part. We did everything we could, and it just didn't work out. I'm more concerned the Cubs need to start hitting better.
Yeah,
the walk-off last night was what a walk-off.
Cubs baseball 2024. Infield single.
I was watching it on the side TV because we were in the gambling cave and we had the basketball game on the main TV. I thought it was just a bloof, like he was going to be out, because I didn't realize it hit the ground. That's how weak it was.
Yeah, and then when they were sending out the tweets like for the highlights too, and it was like it's not even I know it's a walk off, and I guess, and I'm not saying to give back the win or to excuse yourself for the win. But I don't know if that's a highlight-worthy walk-off win.
No, that's a walk-off win that you could envision yourself having. Like, if you put me at the plate, maybe one time I could just hack at it and hit it hard enough off the ground.
Yeah, and by the way,
for like 5 feet.
and the basketball versus NFL players debate is not going away, even though it is not midsummer.
This is crazy. This is nuts that it's still happening. And we're watching real basketball right now. Like, let's talk about real basketball. What are we doing? Let's wait till we have nothing to talk about when we're trying to sell ourselves on Olympic swimming. That's when we got to have the debate.
Right. Waddle was not impressed last night. I was happy that at least we got a competitive game, because I don't think that Indiana's going to give them a good series. So I was excited that it went down to the wire and we got some drama, but Waddle thought that neither team looked interested.
Well, how did they play in the final moment of that game? Like, the Pacers were playing hot potato. Yeah. I thought the Celtics looked like they could have cared less what they were doing out there. I mean, if not for, what's his name, hitting the three at the last second. Jaylen Brown. Like, there's no reason that the Celtics should have won that game based on how they were playing down the stretch.
None. The only thing I would say that we could have a good series is the Pacers haven't lost at home since like mid-March. It's pretty insane. So you hope that maybe that we get 5 or 6. Because we're at the point of the playoffs where we got no rooting interest whatsoever. That's long gone. So it's like, just give me game 6 or game 7 in every single series, hockey and basketball, for the rest of the next month and a half.
Am I just? This series. I know it's the Eastern Conference Finals, but I'm struggling to develop some sort of buzz for it. I just can't. I can't get myself excited.
That's why I was excited to tune in and to see it going down to the wire.
Know. Like, listen, you got the drama. I get it, but it was a poorly played game, and this is the pinnacle of the Eastern Conference. To decide who's going to play in the NBA Finals, and that's the crap that we're watching.
I know, and Jerry Reinsdorf's probably watching, being like, "We're not far off."
Far
and
away.
he's actually probably not wrong. He's not wrong. You just need Giannis and Embiid and Brunson all to get hurt, and then you're right in there.
Hey, can I ask you a question? And this is probably going to be an odd question, but as I've read this article and Sylvie brought it to my attention earlier, I'm starting to already miss the old guys on the chain gang. If the NFL implements technology, which they should have done years ago.
How are you going to miss that?
I don't, because Yurko even said it. Like, one of his favorite officials was one of the guys on the chain gang that used to give him sunflower seeds during games. But I always get a kick out of those guys not even being able to run out onto the field to stick their end of the chain into the ground. And then watching it and just saying to myself, This is utter nonsense. In 2023 or 2024, there's not technology available to decide whether or not that was a first down. I got a couple of old guys who could barely get out on the field to stretch this chain out.
I could not agree with you more.
I
They
miss those
can't
guys.
get rid of the chain gang.
No.
That's such an exciting part of football when they stretch it out and you're like
Yes.
an inch short.
Yes.
Like, what are we doing?
Down!
That's a beautiful part of football. I said, you know what? You know what? The one of like the iconic football highlights of all time, the Xavier Clowney hit against Michigan, South Carolina, Michigan in the Nothing Bowl. What happened in that? What preceded that play? It was the drama of the chain gang being like, oh, South Carolina didn't get a first down. Then Xavier Clowney went and took that guy's head off. You need the chain gang. Or what about when Gene Steratore did the index card?
Yeah.
Remember the index card?
Yeah, I
You
remember
can't
that.
get rid of these
You
moments.
can't. Like Sylvie said, he looked at me and he gave you the old sign. And
Yeah.
It's this short.
This short,
Just
yeah.
this short.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Those are important moments to our history.
So how are they going to do it, though? Like, will we just know automatically as soon as the ball is put down how short it's going to be?
I don't know,
Probably.
but I'm nervous and I want it to not work. I don't know how we can get it to not work, but we need someone. I actually said on part of my take today, this is where Chinese and Russian hackers should get to work. Help us. Get rid of this.
To screw this up, are
Figure
you
out-
saying?
Yeah,
Hack
get
it?
rid of this. Yeah. Figure out a way to hack into whatever technology they have. We don't want it. This is such a simple, like no one in the NFL offices just has a common sense guy. Like one guy sitting in the corner, there's some fat guy with his hand in a bag of Lay's potato chips. And he's like, hey, I don't think so. We need the chain gang.
Yes.
Like, that's what I would say.
Are
Like,
you-
no. We're not getting rid of this.
Who's been screwed more, the NFL chain gang or Greg Olson?
That's a good question.
Oh, yeah. He won an Emmy, right?
Yeah, last night. He won an Emmy, and he basically isn't.
Took an $8 million pay cut and got demoted.
He's not even saying officially if he's going to be the second broadcaster with Fox.
Really?
He's not even saying he knows what his future is.
But isn't it weirdly, like, I know Greg well. I've known him for a long time. Like, I know he's a competitive guy and he wants to be doing the main game. He just did the Super Bowl a couple years ago. It was great. But isn't this kind of the perfect spot in terms of, like, you just basically have the entire public opinion being like, you are awesome. And then if the next guy, who is a legend, is not equally as awesome, you're going to just be the people's champ. Like, I don't know. It's kind of, I know he lost in the fact that he's not going to be calling the one game, but, like, he's going to be the people's champ, and people will be like, oh, we missed Greg Olson. That's a great place to be in.
It's not like Matt Ryan took over for you either. You know, it's
Right.
it's Tom Brady.
I think he's going to
Right.
be good at it, though. I do. I
And
think Tom
Brady
Brady's
will
going to
get
be good.
bored. He'll get bored. He'll own a team. He'll say he's coming back. He'll get bored. So Greg Olson just has to play it right by not be gracious and just be the people's champ. That's a beautiful place to be in.
Do you have any interest in going to the Harbaugh coaching camp, even if you don't have any interest in being a coach? You just want to go and be a part of it?
Wait, what is this?
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't hear about
I
it.
didn't know about this either.
Yeah, this came out yesterday that I believe John Harbaugh, it's his thing, but it's going to be John, Jim, their dad, and Tom Crean, who's their brother-in-law.
We
In.
should all
I'm
go.
in.
We
Yes.
should.
I'm in.
And with no intention of ever being a coach.
What's the cost of it?
Not sure.
When is it?
I'm going to get you some dates on it, but I think it would be, you know, like going to the Manning camp as a quarterback?
I want to go. Yeah.
Wouldn't you want to be
go.
at the Manning camp? I
No,
would.
not as much. I'd rather be at the Harbaugh camp.
Okay.
Yeah, this is less physical.
Yeah.
John Harbaugh
And I
announces the launch of the Harbaugh Coaching Academy. These
love
lessons
it.
you learned, it's like it just can't be us. We're going to forget these stories. We need people to hear all of these stories. So
I'm going to try to get in on this.
Yeah.
I need to. Oh, imagine if PFT and I were just like,
yes.
they do like basically a run through, like the media trying to get you, because we could get some guys.
Yeah.
And we do some media training for them.
that's
I
good.
see some cash. I see some cash. All right, I'm gonna.
You're the media
Yeah,
consultants.
we could be an asset here.
That's
We just be like, yeah, look at this tweet you had. What'd you mean by? And just make up the tweet and just watch guys like squirm. I like this a lot.
That is good. I don't know the details of it, but I saw it yesterday. The highlight or the headline came across the Harbaugh Coaching Academy, and I thought immediately, even if I never want to be a coach, I want to be a part of this somehow.
I'm going to try to get in on this. I mean, I know all three guys, so I'm friends with all three guys. This is a no-brainer.
Did you see one of their linebackers, Perryman, said the other day too that the Harbaugh, one of the Chargers linebackers, says Coach Harbaugh reminds him of Ron Burgundy.
He does. I think so. I agree with him.
He's going to win, isn't he? Isn't he going to win in year one?
Oh, I said over under 4.5 years for an AFC Championship game. I'd take the under. If I set that line.
Okay.
He eliminated music at the OTAs.
Oh, he
He's
did?
trying to figure out what made him losers.
Oh wow, no music in the background.
Yeah,
That's
you got
pretty
to
old school.
strip them. You got to strip them of everything and then build them back up. They don't. The music could have been the reason why the Chargers are losers.
What are the
Harbaugh's going to find it out.
What's the Chargers' total as of right now? Do you have any idea what it is?
Got to be what, like 7.5 or something?
I would think.
Maybe even lower?
Yeah, they would have them as an under 500 team. I would take the over.
I would too. They'll win. They'll win games just purely from Harbaugh, just being man football and a team, like a letdown spot for another team, just not taking them seriously and just ram it down their throat.
He didn't have a losing record in any of the seasons at San Francisco, right? He had one. Was his last season 8-8?
Yeah.
I would put my money on it, even if it's 8.5 over. I would bet on them having a 9, at the very least, a 9-win season.
I agree with you.
I'd agree.
All right, Big Cat, good stuff. Thank you.
All right.
See you, buddy.
Thanks,
Have a
boys.
cicada on
I'll see you guys next week. I'll be back in studio next week.
All right, good stuff.
right.
There's Barstool Big Cat. I do have I have a chef volunteering to cook up cicadas for us, and that they have ideas. Meller,
Would you eat
Tyler,
them? I'm not eating them.
I would eat one.
Okay, I'm not.
As long as they make sure that it's safe. Because
Is it toxic? Do we know?
What animals do you ever eat with the eyes? Like for a fish, you don't eat the fish eyes normally.
I
mean,
don't.
Maybe it's a delicacy in some places, but if you usually eat a fish, they cut off that part of it and you eat. So get rid of the eyes.
I'm not interested.
Come on.
No.
Adventurous.
It's not adventurous.
Yes, it is.
I've done plenty of adventurous things. Eating a
protein.
cicada.
You in?
Nah, I'll find other proteins.
Yeah.
Thanks for the offer,
Tyler.
though.
No, I don't do bugs.
Come on.
I'm not going to eat a bug. I'm not interested in eating a bug. You're bug shaming us.
Waddle's
You want to do a
World.
shot?
I'll do a Malort shot with those cicada in it.
won't, no.
It's Waddle and Silvy, Waddle's World coming up next.